Bro, I don't even know what to say right now. I just don't know what to say. I guess I'm just making this because the information, what I just heard, was that he's passed.
Now, I definitely can't say that I was feeling the same kind of pain Ski was feeling that very day when it all happened, but what I can say is that this loss not only broke my heart, but it broke my heart to see Ski like that, man. 3 years ago, though, I can't believe it, seriously. I literally remember it like it was yesterday, and you probably do as well, so yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, June 18, 2018, we lost XXXTentacion. That's the day when we lost a very special artist. A guy who I think would be doing some really great things right now. A guy who I think eventually would have been dominating all kinds of genres, considering how talented he actually was. X was a very versatile artist, man. He had the ability to tap into something a lot of other artists have never been able to tap into. It was like a switch, man, and as soon as he turned on that switch and made that transition into that singing and very much melodic music, it was game over. I just think X had something different, man. He just had that it factor, something that automatically just made him a different breed. It made him different from any other artist, and I think the fact that he was so passionate about his craft made it all so effortless for him. A question I always ask myself, and you already know what that question is, where would he be right now if he was alive? What kind of heights would have he reached? How would have he evolved as an artist? To say that X was taken away too early is an understatement. The guy just had so much more left in the tank. That was the thing about him, right? He just had so much more to do. Personally, I think he would have easily just been one of the more successful artists who came out of this generation. He would have had a handful of albums out. He would have most likely been dipping his foot in other genres and dominating them with ease. He would have been carrying this new generation of rappers on his back, not only success-wise, but I think he would have been the guy who brought everybody together on some unity shit. He would have been pushing the boundaries so hard to the point where it would have created a ripple effect of other artists doing the same exact thing. He would have been owning his place in whatever genre he would have decided to dominate. X had that kind of demanding presence. He was the kind of artist who, when he decides to show up, you're gonna listen. Not because you're being forced, but because you're curious where this thing might go. Apart from that, I also think he would have taken the helping hand movement to a whole nother level. I mean, he was already visiting schools and doing all kinds of good stuff for the kids in his city, selflessly. He seemed very determined to give back, and the thing that hurts the most, man, literally the last thing on his mind, okay? His last Instagram story was planning a charity event for this weekend. X was truly a free thinker though, man. I think that's the reason why he has so many people backing up his movement. He almost in a very strange way served as the guy who was throwing himself in the fire in order to make his point. He wanted to, I believe, more than anything uplift the youth because you guys were the ones who supported him all the way to the top. I just really wish X had more time to live though, man. It's crazy when you think about it because losing your life only being 20 years old, okay, that's a real tragedy. And it's crazy how we've seen so many other young artists around this age dying. Most recent was of course Lil Loaded, rest in peace to the boy. For a lot of kids who've never experienced losing people around them, losing their favorite artist is, I think, the closest thing to that. They've never experienced any kind of death around them, and then boom, out of nowhere, someone who they very much look up to dies in the blink of an eye and they're left traumatized. Not because they can't wrap their head around the fact that people do in fact die, but more so because those terrible feelings that come to the surface when you witness someone close to you dying, they've never experienced that, so in a strange way, it's not really real to their soul. But when they eventually do experience it through someone like X dying, it gives them a different perspective of life. And I think this is a good thing. I mean, life is fragile, and we need to always remember that we're not obviously gonna be here for an eternity. The last thing X probably had on his mind when he woke up that morning and was headed to the motorcycle shop is the fact that he was gonna get gunned down and never see the light of day after that. Just think about that for a second. You wake up one morning, have your breakfast, do what you gotta do, you leave your house, hop in your car, and that's the last time you're ever gonna stand in your kitchen making that food or get out of your bed or talk to your family or pull out of your driveway. When you put it like that and you actually internalize it, it's scary. But then again, what would the point of living be if there was no end to this shit? I mean, every movie comes to an end eventually, doesn't it? The same goes for life. X, man, we miss you, my guy. You may be gone, but you're not forgotten. Your impact lives on within millions of kids out here. They're keeping your name alive, and hey, I'm gonna do that too. Can't believe it's been 3 years already. I mean, time is most definitely flying. By the way, maybe drop a comment reminiscing on some memories you've had with his music. Anything really related to X. This is the video for it. Definitely do that. With that being said, rest in peace to José Onfroy. Like always. Okay, always. 3 years already, man. Still crazy to me.